Good evening, everybody, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jamie Humphries, and welcome to Blackstar HQ here in Northampton, in rather humid and cloudy England, where this evening we're going to run through a few products and discuss a little bit about home recording. For those of you who have got absolutely no idea who I am, I play guitar allegedly for a living, and became involved with Blackstar about 4 years ago, and have been working with them as a clinician and demonstrator. And I also do a lot of guitar sort of magazine and online video work and tuition, guitar techniques, lick library, and also Guitar Interactive magazine, where I find that I have to impersonate lots of guitar players and either stylistically or actually re-record original tracks. And I use Blackstar amps exclusively for this work, as I'm able to get a number of different tones, anything from vintage tones to very kind of modern tones, and everything in between that spectrum. Anyway, I'm not going to waste any more time talking about that. What we're going to do this evening is just run through some products and talk a little bit about how they work in terms of recording at home. Now, behind me, because of the limitations, or slight limitations that we have in terms of the amount of things that we've got running, including recording software and obviously webcam software for broadcasting, we've only got one camera running, but I've got some products behind me which you can see. We have the HT5R, which I'm going to be using. We have the HT1R at the top there, the little combo. We have an HT Dual. Now, these three units that I've just picked out so far, we're going to be using those for creating guitar tones. We can actually get great results just using the pedal itself, the HT Dual pedal, using the emulated out, and also, you know, really kind of shaping the tone using the ISF. For those of you that have never come across what ISF is, it's the infinite shape feature, which enables us to kind of affect the EQ curve in terms of well, just the position of where the mids and everything are. In layman's terms, if you turn it one way, it sounds American. Turn it the other way, it sounds British, which I think is a pretty good sort of ballpark to start with. So the other pedal that we have here is one of the HT delay units, and I'm going to be using that for a little bit of a sort of ambient sound effects section on a track. Just to talk about what I'm going to be doing as well in terms of recording, we've got Cubase set up. We'll switch over to that in a moment. The reason why we've gone for Cubase is because I'm very familiar with that, but this is going to be pretty much of a muchness whether you're using Cubase or if you're using Logic or any other recording platform. They're all pretty much the same, but I've got a drum track and a bass track already prepared which are in there, and what we're going to do is just look at creating a guitar part. I've got a little track that I came up with for, it was a lesson on Steve Morse that was featured in Guitar Interactive magazine. So what I've done is I've just got the basic rhythm track, and we're going to put some guitar down. We're going to use three products. Now, to start off with, we're going to look at the HT1. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show off my exceptionally Iron Man skills and lift over this little combo. Now, this is a valve combo. On the top here, you can see the controls. We've got gain control, which obviously adjusts the amount of crunch. We've got the level, we've got the channel switch, we've got the EQ, which is the ISF, and American, British. And then we've got digital reverb. Now, on the top here, for recording, we've got the emulated out. Now, all you have to do with this is simply just run a guitar cable out of this and go straight into your sound card or into your mixing desk. The other cool thing about this is that if you are using the reverb, because the reverb is digital, you can actually use a Y cable. So you can use a stereo jack and split into two mono jacks, put it into two channels on your desk, pan it hard left and hard right, or if you've got a stereo input on your desk, you can just use a stereo plug. So all I've got, my little HT1R is here. I've got it connected into a mixing desk, so I've just run a guitar cable straight out of that. So I'm just going to put that back up there, This is where everything goes wrong and I throw things and cause a bit of an embarrassing faux pas on the internet. Right, let's have a listen to some sounds. I've got like a crunch sound set up and I really want you to have a listen. This is DI'd, okay, so this is a 1-watt amplifier, all valve. Now another thing that I'm going to do just to really demonstrate the ISF control. Probably, which is quite embarrassing. It's all the way round, fully clockwise. And now back round the other way. And I'm just going to get a little bit of a... I'm kind of happy with that tone. I'm just going to turn the reverb up as well so you can just hear how the digital reverb sounds. I'm just going to slap the muted strings. Hopefully you can hear that. I'll turn it up a bit more so it's more obvious. Now I'm not going to have that much reverb on because obviously it sounds like I'm playing in a cave. But, okay, we're going to now switch over to the computer and hopefully now you will be able to see the computer screen. What I'm going to do, you can see that I've got 2 tracks up there. We've got a drum track and we've got a bass track. Now the drum track was just a programmed drum track. What I'm going to now do is select a track. So right click, audio track. It's a mono track. I always record my guitars in mono. That's just my personal preference, but as I said, you can use a stereo cable and stereo Y cord out of the amplifier if you're using the digital reverb. I personally like to just record a mono guitar signal and then just double it. So I'm going to hit that. I'm going to name my track. So we'll call that Guitar 1. Okay, now let's just test. I'm going to select the mixer. You can see my mixer, and hopefully we should be able to see the guitar coming in. Here we go. Okay, so we know that we've got guitar signal. Now I'm going to come back to me because I'm sure that you're all missing seeing my lovely face. There I am. Hello. Right, this is the scary bit. I'm going to attempt to play some guitar and record some guitar for you now. So this is just guitar, my Music Man guitar, straight into the HT1R, DI'd from the emulated out, straight into the mixing desk, going straight into the computer. So there's no miking up, there's no other distortion pedals. So here we go. Let's record some guitar. go. It was nearly a perfect take. It wasn't quite a perfect take. It was nearly a perfect take. Now, I did make a tiny little error, and I did actually think about making an error just on purpose. So I'm going to say I made an error on purpose, just to demonstrate the drop-in. Now, what I'm going to do first of all, let's have a listen to this track. I'm going to go back to the computer screen. Okay, there we go. Right, now we can see our lovely recorded track. Now, one of the things I always like to do, first of all, is just clean the front end of the track up. So I'm just dragging that in so we've got a nice clean front end. Now I'm going to go over to my mixer, over to my channel. Now, just one thing I want to point out, because of the way that we're having to run this today, you're only being able to hear this in mono, which is a little bit of a shame, but we are actually climbing an audio and visual mountain in terms of how we are doing this. So if you were here, or if there was another way we could run this and we run it in stereo, I'd experiment with some panning. But I'm going to pan it a little bit anyway, just so you can see. I don't like to pan things too far because then you get too much of a hole in the mix. So I've panned that a little bit. Let's have a listen to our guitar track back anyway. So here we go. This is the track back that was recorded completely and utterly just from the amplifier, no speaker cabinet, DI'd, no distortion pedal. This is all true valve at 1 watt. Here we go. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. I'm just going to do a little bit of mixing as I'm talking. I'm just bringing the level of the guitar up so we get it sitting nicely behind the bass. Okay, right. I think we've got a pretty good take there. Let's have a listen to where my let's say my deliberate mistake. So there's the reason why there's a gap in the middle. There's an additional part to record. So here, let's find my mistake. Right, I've found the culprit there. There it was, the naughty note. What I'm going to do is just to demonstrate a little bit about dropping in, which is going to save my life. I'm going to set up a locate point, as you can see here, and I like to just set up a little bit over the bar, just prior to the bar and just over the bar. So let's have a listen. Okay, right, I've got a good drop-in point now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the locator back. I'm going to leave it on the computer screen for the moment. I've just armed the track, and I want you to see me actually drop this in. You can hopefully see where my mouse is at the moment. I've got a highlighted area, and I'm going to drop in a little bit of additional guitar just to cover up my mistake. And you can see how easy this is. And I'm going to show you a really, really cool trick in terms of making those drop-ins sound a little bit cleaner. Here we go. For you to hear me a bit better, and it's made it a bit bigger, so I've just pulled the gain down on that, if you can see me doing something else. Right, I'm just going to now clean up that that part. I can see I'm just bringing in the ends of the stem. I'm going to highlight that. Now if I go up to the top here where it says audio, actually hold on, I've just got to do this, highlight both parts, go up to where it says audio, and I should be able to crossfade that in so that you get a nice clean sounding drop. So just get that in there. Here we go. Let's have a listen to that. It should sound cool now. There you go. Seamless. It sounds wonderful. Right. I'm going to come back on cam now because I know that you're all missing me that much. Hello, here I am. Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to change equipment, and I'm going to unplug from the HT1, and I'm going to plug directly now. Oops, I've unplugged the wrong thing. It's all going wrong. I'm going to plug directly into the HT dual pedal. Let's have a listen to the dual. Now that is just simply this pedal here. We've got an emulated output there, so I'm just using the same cable, we're just swapping them, but that is just coming straight out of the emulated output and going straight into the mixing desk. Now, this is a 300 volt HT pedal. We've got an ECC 83 valve in there, so you're getting real true valve tone. You've got the same EQ that you've got on the front of an HT5. You've got bass, middle, treble, and the ISF control. And you've got split pots as well to control the gain for either channel 1, which will do clean, or if I engage this button, it will do crunch. And then we have the level as well. I've toured with one of these units. I used it in front of an Artisan 30 watt combo, and it's almost acts like a preamp. So, you know, if you're using a slightly more classic amp and then you want some more modern tones, you can, you know, just put this in front of it and it's just like a valve preamp almost in a pedal. But also you've got the added beauty of having the emulated out. Anyway, let's now have a listen to this pedal. I've got it on a crunch sound. Let me just experiment a little bit with the ISF. I'm going to put it all the way into the American sort of territory. You can hear if I drop the mid-range a little bit and push the bass, I can get some of those sort of scooped high gain. So very kind of scooped high gain modern sounds. If I go the other way, it shifts and changes the sound of the mid-range. And let me bring in a little bit more top end. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull up, back a little bit of the gain, okay? Right, now back to the computer, and I want you to see, I'm going to set up another locate point, and here I'm just going to add an additional guitar part over the chorus. I hope I'm not making you feel seasick with all this sort of scooting around with the mouse. They did tell me earlier on, make sure you do smooth movements with your mouse. Do you know what I mean? Hey? Anyway, someone's giggling in the background here at me. Right, let's just find the locate point anyway. Okay, I've got the chorus section now. Let's now add an audio track, and I'm just going to call this guitar 2. Here we go. Right, I'm going to stick down just a slightly different rhythm part for the chorus, just to add a little bit of colour and a little bit of a kind of different sound. Obviously, if this was in stereo, I think you'd be able to appreciate it a lot more. So I'm just going to play some little power chords, actually. I'm just going to take that gain down a little bit more. Okay, let's have a listen to this, and I'm going to add in a little bit of additional guitar in the chorus. Here we go. Hopefully would be, seeing as I was only playing about 2 power chords. Let's now go back to the the computer, and I'm just going to just trim that up a little bit, just so that it's a little bit neater. There's no kind of horrible noises when I start. And I'm just going to drop the level of that. Now again, I'm going to go on about this mono stereo thing. That's panned to left to 65, and I'm going to pan this right to 65. And let's just blend that guitar in. We're going to keep the other guitar more prominent. This is just to add a little bit more meat to the sound, if you like. Here we go. Okay, there you go. If I had more time than I had now, I'd probably start to experiment a little bit with EQ. But what I'm going to do is, because that other guitar, we didn't have any reverb, so I've already got some reverb set up. I'm just going to add a reverb, and that's in the effects send. A lot of people ask me, where do you put your reverbs? In the inserts or the sends? On an insert, you're literally going straight across your recorded path. So those are used for compressors and EQs. For reverb, you're blending that into your pure sort of sound. So that's done on a send. So let me just blend in a bit of verb. I'm going to solo that, and let's have a listen. Here we go. We should be able to hear the reverb. Oops, I pushed stop. Okay, now I've put too much in just so you could hear it then. Okay, we've got a nice bit of reverb. Okay, right, so far I think we have a pretty good sounding rhythm track. Like I said, obviously I'm sort of tied a little bit in terms of how much time I have here, and you know, how in depth I can get with it. But for the time being, I think that's a pretty good sort of attempt at a rhythm part. Right, well, I'm going to get myself ready for the next bit anyway, while our techie guys are sorting out the webcam anyway. So, like I said, we've got our basic rhythm track down, and if I had more time than I had at the moment, I would probably start addressing things like EQ and also the stereo sort of positioning as well. What we're going to do now is I'm going to move to another amplifier, and I'm going to plug into the HT5. Now, the HT5 was pretty much the amplifier that started it all for Blackstar, and it's gone through a little bit of a change, and we've introduced the HT5R. R for reverb. We're back. Are we back? Sorry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very, very live. Okay, this is so live, it's unreal. Right, let me point over here. We've got the Blackstar HT5R. This is a 5-watt all-valve amplifier, and it has a couple of different features on it compared to the HT1 and also the HT5, the regular HT5. Can I borrow you for a second? I want to demonstrate something which I can't reach, which is the 1x12, 4x12 on the amp on the back. On the speaker emulation out, you can actually switch between 1x12 and 4x12. What are we on at the moment? 1x12, right. Can we have some 4x12 now? Sorry, I'm running around. It's quite amusing. Can you mop my brow as well, please? Hopefully you should be able to hear that it's got a slightly fuller tone. I don't know how well that is translating over the internet and through people's little speakers. On the front, the main difference between the HT5R and the original HT5 was, of course, reverb, which is digital reverb, which again you can do the stereo split if you're recording. We've also got an independent tone control. Now I'm going to do something a little bit cool with the middle section. There was a section of the track that you probably remember that I kind of stopped and really didn't do anything. That's because I want to record a separate little bit of guitar. And what I'm going to use is, I want to use this pedal, which is an HT delay pedal. And what I'm going to do is create like an ethereal kind of ambient, almost like a soundscape sort of sound. Again, this is a 300 volt HT pedal with an ECC83 valve, and it has 6 different digital reverb settings, and then 2 different types of loop. But the cool thing about this pedal, it has a saturation control that enables you to blend in the amount of tube saturation. So if you're using like an old tape echo and you want to do your Dave Gilmour impersonation and you want to get it to break up and start to distort, you can push that saturation up. Now, I've already got my sound set up. I've got another pedal here, which I've got in the effects loop. I should point out that the HT5 has an effects loop on it, so I always like to run my delays in the loop and not in the front end. I'm using the linear delay, which is a digital delay. I've got a long time and a long feedback. Feedback is the repeat, and I've got the saturation off. I want this to be almost like quite a clinical modern sound, and I've turned the level up as well. So I'm going to put that down, and I'm on the clean tone, hopefully. There we go. The delay is on. And I'm going to select a slightly different sound with this guitar. This guitar is quite special because it has lots of different wiring capabilities. So I've gone a different bank, and I'm using quite a thin sort of clean tone. I've got a volume pedal on the floor, and I'm going to fade in a little part. He's just playing the wrong notes. And you can hear that I've got those nice sort of delay trails. I'm just kind of striking the chord just prior to when I want it to sound and then pushing the volume pedal down. Right, let's now try and go back to the screenshot without me crashing the computer. Let's keep everything crossed. I hope everyone's crossing everything. We're back. There you go. Okay, let's now create a track. I'm going to call this Guitar 3, rather creative of me, Guitar 3. And I've got my insert point set up, as you can see there, and my out points. And I'm just going to give myself a little bit of a run up to that. I'll put you back on my exceptionally handsome face. Oh my God, did you see that then? We're all looking as we see the egg timer of doom just kind of teasing us. Here we go. I'm going to play that little part and in the middle section. So this is just the clean channel on the HT5. We're DIing out of that using the speaker emulation. I am using the 4x12 setting. That's my preferred setting, but obviously for tonal differences and variations when you're recording, you can use 1x12 or 4x12. And I've got the delay on. Here we go. Let's rock. We're so live, it's unreal. Here we go. Let's rock. Okay, I was not happy with my take then, so I'm going to redo that take. And let's go back, do that one more time. I was a little bit late with one of my chords. Here we go, one more time. We're going to do our clean guitar. Cool, right, we've done our little ambient middle section. I'm now going to really cautiously go back to the desktop so you can see. Just don't want to push it, and we're back. Right, let's have a look at this. I'm going to just clean the ends up. Now, one of the reasons why I decided to use a pedal as opposed to a plug-in, first of all, it's going to sound a lot nicer, and secondly, because there's going to be a little bit of a delay tail, and I don't want those delays to kind of tail over into my main part. So I'm just going to move the part back a bit. And the thing I love about Cubase is that I can grab the corner of the WAV and I can just fade it out. So let's now go over to the volume and just pull that down. Let's have a listen to our new ethereal little section, and hopefully it should sound pretty cool. Here we go. Cool, right, that came out at the right point. What I'm now going to do is just to make that sound a little bit more ambient, I've opened up the channel strip. On the sends, the first thing I'm going to do in the drop down, I'm going to add some studio chorus. So I'm going to dial in quite a bit of that. So let's just go back to our insert point. Here we go, let's have a listen to the part. Okay, that's really nice. What I'm actually going to do is some EQing. I've just clicked the low. If I want something to sound thinner, I never add more top end. I normally dial off bottom end. So I'm just going to roll off a little bit of bottom end there. There's probably some of those frequencies that we can't even hear unless you're some kind of creature, like a bat or something. I'll shut up. And I'm going to add a little bit of reverb as well, just to make it even more kind of echoey and ambient sounding. Let's now check that out. This should sound pretty cool now. Here we go. Right, we're rocking. Now, I'm going to really cautiously, while I'm there, I'm going to set up another track. We've got one more part to record. I hope you're all enjoying yourselves. I'm kind of enjoying myself, but a bit scared that everything's going to crash on me again, which is quite amusing. It's not going to be a rock track without a little bit of soloage going on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to jam a solo. It's probably going to suck like nobody's ever sucked before live on webcam across the globe, but we'll take a chance. I've set a track up, I've called it Solo. I think that the track so far is sounding pretty cool, especially the fact that, you know, we're doing this all on the fly. This is totally and utterly live. Hopefully our oh, hang on, I've clicked it. Oh, I'm back. Thank God. Every time I click on the thing that goes between the webcam and the desktop, the egg timer of doom is staring at me, and I'm worried. Right, so like I said, we are doing this totally live. I'm going to go now to the HT5, and I've pushed in the channel selection switch, which is now to the overdrive channel, and I'm just going to EQ this slightly. I'm going to push the ISF over to the American side, and I'm going to push some mids, back off a bit of bass, and I'm going to crank some gain. This amplifier for a 5-watt amp has got some serious crunch. Wrong setting on my guitar. Anyway, I'm going to attempt to now record a guitar solo for you. If I cock up, mess up. Am I allowed to say that? Was that bad? It's all right. I've got the thumbs up. Sorry. Oops. If I mess up, I'll probably just keep going because, like I said, we're kind of running out of time a little bit here. Have we got questions as well? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it up with a bit of a solo and a listen, and then if you've got any questions, we'll be on the chat room thing. Is that right, Joel? Yeah, we'll be on the chat room. We can answer some questions. So here we go. This is a really live one-take solo. I'm going to do it one take. I'm trying to remember, I did have some bits worked out, but it's all going to go to pieces, so let's just do it. Here we go. Here's the solo. Okay, I don't think I'm going to win solo of the year, but we really are up against it now in terms of time. So I've just really thrown something together there. Let me now just go back to the Cubase screen very, very quickly for the final time. And let's see that it does it. Right, there you go. You can see our little solo take there. I'm going to just open up the track on its own. I'm going to add a little bit of reverb. Like I said, I'm being really, really rushed now, and I'd love to spend a lot more time doing this, but we haven't got much time. Okay, here's our solo in with our track. Here we go. Okay, right, there you have it. Now, I'm just going to wind things up now. Let's have a listen to our track. Like I said, it's getting a bit rushed and a bit crude towards the end, so apologies for that. Here's the whole track. Like I said, I've recorded all of this using just a 5-watt head for clean and lead. I've used a 1-watt combo for the rhythm part, and for the rhythm overdub, I've used a pedal. All of this equipment is valve. All of this equipment is, I'm DIing, there's no mics involved. So let's have a listen to our complete track, and then we'll finish off. Here we go. Here's our track that we have recorded live on the internet. Let's rock. Here it comes. Okay, there you have it, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. That's it from me. I'd like to thank everyone here at Blackstar for putting this together. It's been a lot of work today. You've got no idea how hard we've worked. I just want to wind up by saying, please be sure to check out the website www.blackstaramps.com and look at the products there. Check out the YouTube channel. Like I said, all of these pieces of equipment that we've been using, they're all valve. There's no other pedals involved apart from obviously the HT dual pedal on its own. There was no pedals in front of the HT1. There were no pedals in front of the HT5. We used a bit of delay, the valve delay pedal in the effects loop. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been an experience. It's been quite a nerve-wracking one, and it got a little bit kind of rush at the end. We really did just record a track live. Like I said, if we had more time, I'd be a lot more picky about my playing and my performance, and also how I put the track together. But I hope that gives you an idea of how you can achieve the sounds in your head, in your home, or in a professional studio with the little help from Blackstar. Anyway, that's it from me. I will see you hopefully very, very soon if they don't fire me after this. Bye for now. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Whoa!